Chainsaw Man. Hello, everyone.
Wow.
What,
Can
bitch?
can we rip my heart out anymore? Like this chapter
Only if you let me eat it. Like, was it Ozzy Osbourne that ate bat hearts?
in Bathead allegedly.
No.
He
Heart.
he allegedly bit the fucking head off of a bat.
What a badass. Anyway, for real, bro. So I've seen some talk on Twitter that this was nothing happened in this chapter. You're wrong. Oh, this is called character development, conversations. I fucking love this shit. And the difference is, if you're, invested in a series, you're going to love a chapter like this. If you're not going to. That's really what it comes down to. Because I did see some talk like, so short, so boring. Bro, this conversation is legit. And it's like a genuine, I don't know, look into all these characters' psyches. And I love the fact that, like, this panel here where it's the three of them. Kishibe, Kobeni, Denji, all in this little bunker. And I just sat there and I was like, who would have thought at the beginning of this series that this is the cast that we would have come down to? It's just mind-blowing.
Oh yeah, like there's so many people that have been taken out of commission in the series. I never would have thought that the sad useless girl, the fucking simp of all simps, and the alcoholic would be the last men standing.
I love it. And like, because it's so against the norm of what every series does. Like, usually you kind of, like, okay, a good example is Bleach, right? You remember the final 5 chapters of Bleach? It came down to, like, Renji, Ichigo, Aizen, like, that was clearly ordained so that Kubo could use, like, really popular fan favorite characters for the final fight. These are characters that have been important forever. Whereas this feels more realistic because it doesn't come down to like, well, of course it's going to be those characters because they're popular. No, this author doesn't give a fuck about that. He kills as he sees fit, and then he looks at his fucking notebook and he's like, okay, who's left after I've gone over my killing spree? Oh, these 3, cool.
Cool. I guess they're the main cast now.
Like, genuinely, bro, pulling a Togashi, like, fuck, Gon lost his powers. Who do we got?
Kurapika, he's the main character now. Fuck your feelings.
I love it. And, like, I'm telling you, bro, so okay. I'll let you say something first. Go ahead.
So, I love the moment here where Kobeni is just sitting down like, oh, cool, I can escape that life now. I don't have to contact my family whatsoever. I love it.
That shit fucked me, bro. Like, I can't... genuinely fucking head turn on that shit. Like, when, I literally went, with her saying thank goodness, and you see her face completely shifts to like a deadpan stare. Like, this isn't your classic, like, I'm taking care of my family because I love them so much and yada yada. No, she's probably been doing it for so long that she's like, fuck them. They're a goddamn anchor on my dreams. That's some realistic character writing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I have a friend, he'll remain unnamed, for obvious reasons, who lives with his grandma. And obviously, just recently, he finally doesn't live with her anymore. But for years, like, he was scared to move out and like move on with his life because of, her dependence on him. He paid the bills, he bought the groceries, and she was living completely off of what is it called? Disability or whatever, right? So like, and of course he loved her, but like, there is always that bit in the back of your head, like, fuck, like, how long can I really do this and waste my youth? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And this is something too, like, I know a lot of people, this is going to come off as, like, some people have a genuine disagreement on this, but like, people always say, oh, in other countries, like, they respect the elderly better and like, you take care of them for your whole lives and blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know. I'd like to live my life. Like,
exactly.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I really do believe that you don't owe anyone anything, other than just common decency. Like, you don't owe your parents fucking shit. Hello? Yeah. What the fuck was that noise?
Yeah. I think it disconnected for a second and then reconnected there.
Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah, I was just saying you don't owe your parents shit because you didn't choose to be born. So your life is your own, my friends. So, like, I love this from Kobeni, and it really does kind of go against the classic, like, I don't know, character type that authors would write here. Like, she's taking care, it's so honorable. They would normally paint that as a good thing. Like, yeah, she's taking care of her family. No, she wants to live her own life, and she's actually looking at this as in a weird positive way. Like, cool, I can fucking, like, Breaking Bad style start a new life and live it, like, just escape from them. What's gonna happen to them? I don't know. Fuck them.
And how long am I going to live? Probably 2 or 3 chapters.
Bro,
But
the
it's-
dialogue here too. I have to say, like, just how fucking harsh Kishibe is with it. Just like, I saw things I shouldn't have. Does that mean Miss Makima will kill me? Yep. It's just like, oh yeah. He doesn't even say like, oh well, she'll want to kill you, but we'll stop it, or oh yeah, she's gonna try. No, he's like, yeah, she's gonna kill you.
He's like, I'm going to rip that Band-Aid off right now.
And when he
You're
says that,
fine.
I'm sitting here like, well, then what's the plan, my man? Like, do you? Because that's the interesting part. We don't know the plan yet. He hasn't gone into the plan. I really thought that was going to be what this chapter was. I thought they were going to sit there and be like, here's what we're going to do. But we don't know yet. As of now, it's hide, eat, get some sleep. We're waking up early tomorrow. But what are they going to do? With the way that Kishibe is talking, it seems like he's not entirely confident in it, which makes total sense given what he's seen. So I'm almost looking at this as like, well, we got to at least try something. It's either we sit here and die not having tried something, or we go out and die having tried something. But I don't think he expects it to succeed, given how he's talking.
Yeah, he's like, well, I lived a good life. They've lived a life.
I want that to be an actual line in the next chapter. Like, listen, I've lived a good life. You've lived ... a life.
We're all fucked. Let's go out together. Suicide pact.
See, and that's so fucking honorable. Like, I really love Kishibe. It's funny because we haven't even gotten like too much from Kishibe if you think about it in the grand scheme of things. But like, I do really love him. Like, you get a vibe of the kind of guy he is, and out of everyone, I think he's been the most consistently like against Makima, and like, I don't care if it ends up getting me dead. Someone has to fucking attempt to go against her, and that's fucking admirable as hell.
Yeah, and he's one of the most realistic fucking written characters in modern shonen, in my opinion. Like, he sits and looks at life for what it really is. Like, well, I know I have to try and make change here. I have to at least attempt to do something. And then the second he sees how fucking against the odds are, he just breaks. He's like, well, fuck.
No, but like, kind of. But honestly, I look at it kind of differently. Like, he sees how against, how the odds are against him, but like, he immediately has another plan, clearly. Like, and even if he doesn't expect it to work, the fact that he is very, like we said, Kisuke Uehara style. He's just, all right, moving on to plan fucking F, plan G, plan Z. Like, he's just gonna keep trying until she finally kills him.
Oh yeah,
That's the vibe I get anyway.
I get kind of the same vibe. I'm like, but I'm sitting here and I realize that he's seen so much at this point that he's like, I know no matter what my plan is, I might have 1,000,000, but I don't think any of them are going to succeed in taking down Makima.
Mm-hmm. It's going with the motions at this point, which is very, again, admirable, because I have this talk a lot with like I've talked with people that, during these crazy times, they like literally will just like, oh shit, there's like a riot in Detroit, I'm just gonna go there and start beating up some fascists. And I'm like, that's unbelievable. Like it's because they're brave as fuck. Like I asked them, how do you have the bravery to do that? Because like, you could go there, you could get killed, and they're like, it's bigger than me. And to go in there not expecting a reward, not expecting to even see success, none of that shit, and just like, oh, I'm just doing it because it's the right thing to do, that takes a very brave person.
Yeah, it does. A brave and a little bit borderline crazy.
Oh yeah, it 100%. It takes me back to, I've actually been rereading Chainsaw Man. I'm up to like chapter like 23ish, and I was reminded of the conversation that Puke Girl and Aki had with Kishibe, and he said something along the lines of like, you have to be a little off your rocker to be a public devil hunter. You know what I mean? Like, the sane people go to the private division, but in order to be a public devil hunter, you got to be a little bit off your rocker, because if you're not, you're going to be too broken by it. Hello?
Oh. No audio from you there for a second.
Okay, well, I was just basically remembering that your Wi-Fi must be fucking up, my man.
I'm hardlined in, so it shouldn't be.
Okay, but mine shouldn't be. We haven't had this issue in a long time. Us cutting away. I was just talking about the conversation Kishibe had in the early chapters about how you have to be a little not sane in order to do this job efficiently.
Yeah, I remember those chapters pretty well. But yeah, like there's definitely that level of insanity that you see throughout this series. Like, with you see the craziness of the public division sees constantly. But you never really see the private devil hunters except for a few chapters, and you see that they have it a lot easier, a lot better.
I mean, it's because they're going to basically be taking the easy way out because they're just there to make money. It kind of reminds me, think of Red's
PMC.
Hunter x Hunter reference of the day. The fucking assassins in Hunter x Hunter, they wouldn't go into a fight unless they knew 100% sure they were going to win it. You know what I mean? So, like, because it was a business. I'm here to get paid. If I don't know for a fact I can kill that guy, I'm not even going to try. That's how I look at the private devil hunters, is that they probably only take the easy jobs.
Absolutely. And
then who's left to do the hard shit that no one wants to do? Of course. It's the same thing. Like, this literally happens with, like the USPS versus, like, Amazon or whatever, right? Or USPS versus, like, FedEx. There are motherfuckers that live on, like, the top of a mountain. You know what I mean? And the cool thing about the USPS is, like, the promise that was made with the USPS is no matter where you live, you're going to get your fucking mail. We'll send a motherfucker hiking up that mountain to give you your mail. You know what I mean? But a business would be like, no, that would be way too much money. You'd have to pay us like $150, $200 to make that worth our while. You know, that's what government divisions end up having to do. You know, like if there's a service and they're providing it, it's not for profit. They have to fucking go do it as a service.
Absolutely. And, like, I kind of have a little bit of admiration for the craziness that has to go through for the public division, because, like, they are legitimately insane to go up against people like the Hell Devils, the fucking Primordials. Now, you see parts of it going up against fucking Makima, technically their boss. Like, you see them sacrificing themselves to drag somebody out from hell, and like, take it over, Hell Devil, slit throat, and that lasting all of 2 seconds.
Oh, it's very much like a troop thing, you know, like they do it. I don't know if they're like brainwashed into it and they think it's like their service. I'm sure some of them think that, you know. I imagine in this world there's probably like advertisements, you know, that where they fucking brainwash you, like, yes, your service to your country, protect the citizens, yada yada yada.
Oh yeah.
Which honestly, though, I mean, as of now, other than, I mean, with Makima you see it, but I don't see like a whole lot of corruption. At least he hasn't delved into like a corruption element of the public devil hunters, other than Makima again, like I said.
Yeah, you don't see that. I wonder if there is more there, and how many people she's brainwashed against everybody else here. So, you saw her Simp Squad.
Yeah, for real. I'm curious, so what was your take on this talk where, you know, Denji is realizing, like, oh, I really am just a dog my whole life. I've just taken orders. The only decisions I make are dumb shit, like what am I going to eat, yada, yada. And then Kobeni's response of, like, that's just normal. No such thing as bad things, or a life with no bad things except in your dreams. And that made me think back to, like, the very first chapter where it is him dreaming, right? So I'm wondering if he's looking at this like, oh yeah, like the life I was thinking of all the way back then, it was just in my dreams. So of course it's not going to be the same as in my dreams. Reality is always going to be different. Because, like, I don't know, like the lesson I'd want him to kind of come out of this with would be, you know, even though she kind of strung you along, that happiness you felt was real. It doesn't invalidate the happiness you felt, or at least it shouldn't. It's just a matter of kind of sustaining that happiness for as long as possible. So, like, I don't think that he should look at that past year as a waste necessarily. I think he should try to be like, actually, I was happy then, and I'd like to get back to that and get Makima out of the picture so it can be fully my happiness.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I kind of see it similarly. What I do think is, like, this is his wake-up call. Like,
oh yeah, this is a big moment for Denji's character. You can tell with all the big panels and shit.
So, like, he might have been living for someone else, but for himself.
Yes.
Anyway, like, being entrapped into this relationship, this toxic-ass relationship here with Makima, being used and manipulated like a puppet, like a puppy. But everything you felt truly was real, but it was for someone else's benefit. And that's something you see a lot in the more toxic relationships where you're being used, abused, manipulated emotionally and sometimes physically. And in a way, he's been a victim of both here. Like, he's been beat around because of Makima's corruption. He's been manipulated emotionally and broken down a la a soldier in basic training here for the entire time, to where he's this shell of a human, and now he's facing that like state of depression that comes after like escaping that relationship, to where like you question everything.
Yeah, like what am I even without her if she's made all of my decisions for me for the past year? Like how do I know if anything is real? Yeah, I've had that fucking, not that exact thing, but I've worried about, like, is any of my happiness real? Is it all fucking just like a mask I put over? Yeah, existential crisis 101.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, now he has to choose to sink into that or to move past it. There's really no in between for somebody.
So what do you take out of the final bit of this chapter where he's talking about how he just wanted to be normal, and then he's cut off by seeing the news and how everyone kind of loves, at least he says that's me, but like how much of it, I guess they are showing clips of him when it was him, controlling it. Yeah. So I guess bits of it are him, and obviously bits of it were just fully the Chainsaw Devil. So what do you take of that? What is Denji like thinking right now? Because I'm not too sure where the author's going with this. Is this just a classic like, oh shit, like, is this where I can drive my happiness from doing good things for people and helping people, or like where do you think this is going?
I think this is a superhero moment, so to speak. But he also has to realize that like that creates a weakness inside of his power.
Yeah.
So true. At this point, he has a double-edged sword, and he's going to either end up being like, I need them to fear me and go kind of vigilante, or work with that pain of being weakened by the love that he's seeing here. Which is the most twisted fucking power system in the world right now for a hero.
Yeah, well, it's really interesting because this is a rare moment for me, because normally one of my favorite things in any piece of fiction is the character's motivations, and like a well-written character, you can usually, like, you have a vibe, or you have an idea of where they're going mentally because you know what's driving them, what they want. Denji has always been a very simple character, like I said, I've been rereading the beginning, and it really was just, I want to feel a tit. He just wants to feel pleasures in life. He just wants to be happy, right? So his goals are very open-ended here. I don't really know what he's gonna derive from this, because he's also very stupid. Like, he's had smart moments, but he's still a pretty stupid character. So like, I'm literally looking at this, and I have no idea what conclusion he's gonna come to from this moment here.
Yeah, I really, the next couple chapters are going to be super interesting, because I want to see how this plays out, because think back to the whole power system, and also think back to how utterly carnal, desire-based Denji is, and how utterly stupid he can be. Right. Because he could go, Fujimoto, being the mad lad that he is, could go super dark, he could go super fucked, or he could just let Denji realize, like, no, I can't let them love me, I have to let them hate me or fear me.
That'd be interesting.
So I can fucking literally destroy Makima, because that is the goal, so I can save power, so I can save everybody, because right now that is his goal.
Well, I think his goal is literally just going to become, like, wanting to be happy, right? Which is a very, simple goal, but I think this author can make it work. I think his goal is probably just going to be to, like, return to what he had, just, like, living with friends, experiencing new things in life. I think that's what he's really going to want, and I'm not sure where you go from here to find that. Obviously, he's going to want to get power back, but even when he was chilling, when it was him and Power and Aki, like, it still didn't seem like he was, like, super happy. That's what I'm confused about. Like, I'm not sure how this is going to end, or if it, maybe I'm looking at it in too generic of a way. It doesn't have to end like a normal manga where he's, like, super happy and he's accomplished all of his goals, because this manga does seem to be pretty on the realistic side when it comes to expectations and, goals. So it might just be like you're not dead and you're back to living a mediocre life, but that's what life's all about. It's the ups and the downs. I don't know. I'm at a loss for what he's going to do from here, and like what his final goal is, if he even has one.
He might not even have one, other than like living one day at a time and going from desire to desire at this point, because he's so broken. And like the rest of the cast that we have right now are just as similarly broken. Like,
Yeah, all three of them.
like all three fucking casts. That's just wild to me. Like,
Yeah.
I love Fujimoto for that.
The entirety of the cast now, if you think about it, is four people. It's Makima and these three.
Yeah, and kudos all around for Fujimoto for making a believable manga while in this literal hellscape of a world.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly, I think what we're going to go through now is a very short arc where we dive to hell, rescue power, and that will probably be like the wrap up. Like, because you see,
I don't know, man. Like, cause I still want the Prime Minister plan to happen personally.
I do too, but I really don't know if we're even going to bother trying to take out Makima. Like, I think at this point it's just like survive, Walking Dead style.
So no. So Breaking Bad final season style. Like, I'm gonna fucking hook you up, send you to a different side of the planet with different names and disguises.
Kinda.
Doubt. No, I'm kind of like exiting the whole it's gonna end like soon train. I still think it's gonna end soon, but not as soon as I thought. I'm pushing it to like, I could see this lasting another like 20, 30 chapters, honestly.
I could see it lasting 15 to 20.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's stupid to even make predictions, honestly, but like, I think that this might be a moment. Because I mean, like, you can tell how important a moment is because by how big the panels are. Usually the author will make like massive spreads if they want it to kind of resonate. And there's this whole fucking page of just Denji looking over to Kobeni I said it right? Yeah, Kobeni. Good.
Yep.
And so clearly he's had a big realization here. And I think this is going to be, I'm curious, I think maybe next chapter we're going to find out like what Denji's realized. I think this is going to be the moment where he stops being just like a puppet and starts trying to be his own person with his own wants and desires that are more substantial than just like wanting fucking butter on bread.
Yeah.
And like, boobies in hand.
We got Konimbi here.
Kobeni, bitch.
I will always do that. At least once per video. No, we got Kobeni wanting just to survive.
She just wants a fresh start in life, I think. All the debt, all the fucking drag downs of her family. She just needs a fresh start.
Yeah, we got that. We have Kishibe here wondering what the fuck to even do at this point. Going from plan to plan to plan to try and make the world a better place than he came into it, in a way. And then you have Denji not knowing what the hell to do.
Are you rubbing something up against your mic? Because I keep hearing something.
No, I'm not. What you hear is like the chair spinning because I'm hyper as hell.
Okay.
No, and then you got Denji not knowing what the hell he even wants anymore. So what I kind of want to see a little bit, before we end this up, a little bit more of a dive into Kishibe's life. Yeah. I want to know a little bit more about Kobeni's family and her lifestyle.
Family.
Because, like, she seems to be super happy to be out of it. Obviously, we know a little bit of it from her, a little bit in the original arc. And then Denji, I want to figure out what he wants in life before we wrap this up.
For sure.
Obviously, him being the MC, we'll see that.
Yeah.
And I honestly do want to see, like, a dive into hell to rescue power. And
oh yeah, I'm sure we'll see that. Like I said, I think at this point the main conflict is just figuring out Denji's desires and then what we do to act upon them and make them a reality, right? And then obviously we have to deal with Makima unless she wins. But like, yeah, I think at this point it really is just gonna. And I think the main thing I'm excited about here, because I expected Denji, I expected Kishibe. I've been talking about them having like a secret plan for a while now. What I did not expect is for Kobeni to join them. So that makes me believe that Kobeni is going to have a very important role in all of this, and that's very interesting. Out of every character we've been introduced to, out of every devil hunter, every devil, Kobeni is here with them. So I'm very excited to see what her role is because I feel like it's going to be important.
Well, we don't know what her power is, really.
Yeah, like I said, I've been rereading. She does say, "Oh, it's a secret." As for my devil, so that is kind of a Chekhov's gun hanging there, and I'd love to know what her devil is. It could be maybe pretty substantial, which would be interesting, but it would have to explain why she's so fearful. I don't know. It'd have to make sense. It would, be weird if she just had this like super OP ability. I'd rather it be a very specific power, like not just generally OP, but like a very specific yet devastating in the right circumstances kind of power.
Yeah. Like the other thing that I've seen commenters and in our server point out is like, will we see them rescue any of the other cast? Because obviously the devils themselves can be returned, but the people we now know can kind of be resurrected depending on the right circumstances. Dragging
I
the
don't necessarily agree with that. The way I understood it was that was specific to power because she's a devil.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But like, who knows?
No, I think it's because power is a fiend of the blood devil, which basically just means the blood devil took over a human corpse. Again, for once in my life, I'm actually have this pretty fresh in my mind because of the reread. So, that is specific to her because she was the blood devil who took over a corpse. She will be reborn in hell as just the blood devil, but with none of the same memories. So yeah, whereas Aki is just a human, he should just be dead.
Yeah, but what about Angel?
Angel, yes, would still exist, but just without her memories, his memories.
Exactly. Yeah, his memories. Or Rize.
I'd still tap it.
Being the fiend.
David, you have to laugh. There hasn't been one fucking dumb joke this entire video, and I'm trying to make one. We have a quota to fulfill here.
No, but like Rize, your girl
motherfucker is not in the mood today.
No, I'm not. I'm saying.
Oh wow, a super serious chibi reviews-esque video. That's exactly what people want.
No, that was funny. Any chance we can take to fucking shit on Chibi. No, but like
not on a personal level. I'm sure he's a swell chap. But God, his videos are boring.
They are. We could get Rize back. We could possibly get some of the other fiends back, possibly as well. Maybe Quan and her lesbian harem.
But again, Quan is a human. She was hybrided with a devil, but only the devil would be reborn, not Quan herself. Now, it's interesting because Makima seems to have a way of like keeping them alive and using them as puppets. That shit semi-confuses me. I don't really fully get it.
Exactly. Like, Makima's power, I want to know more about.
Life, yeah, me too. Life and death is very fucking confusing in Chainsaw Man. I really, honestly, I wouldn't. I mean, have we seen it? Does she have Aki under her control? Because that wouldn't surprise me. She probably does.
I don't remember. I know she did.
Well, yeah, because then he became a gun devil fiend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, or a hybrid. One of the two.
Yeah, but I think Aki died when Denji killed them.
Right.
In the Snowball chapters.
Yeah, and I guess Makima wasn't there to like do whatever the fuck she has to do to make him one of her dogs, I guess. I don't fucking know. I'm sure we're saying some dumb shit. Correct us in the comments, I guess.
Yeah, but the cycle of life and death is kind of blurry in Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, but I will say, this is a nice transition. This is my favorite fucking color page ever in the entire fucking series.
I am a big fan of it. I'm so partial to the Quan.
I figured you would say that because you are a being of pure horny, but like there are occasional times when I can look beyond my love of the female form to appreciate just fucking art. Because honestly, like if you go and look, like all love of boobies aside, if you go and look at that one, like the art itself is Like, it's fine. This is like, my God, this man fucking refined his shit. Like, this is like, I swear to God, man. Like, a lot of his color pages, it looks like he did them relatively quickly as art standards.
Yeah.
This one, this looks like a goddamn piece he worked on for a month.
Yeah, this one is definitely a more in-depth and more immaculate color page. I will give him that. I'm just being a pure horny, as you called it.
Like, I kind of want to. I'm probably gonna make this my fucking wallpaper on my lap. Like, it's such a goddamn wallpaper, bro.
It is a very good one. I unfortunately have been kind of taken over by the Power Ranger wallpaper.
Well, that's fair. But I mean, I like it because it's him. You see, Denji is in the darkness here, and then Power and Aki are walking into the light. I fucking love that.
Yeah, it's got that hidden meaning to it, and I respect the fuck out of it.
And you also see Aki kind of looking around the corner like, you coming, Denji? And then Denji's looking at us. So, I don't know, there's some deep shit here.
There's some deep shit for Red to analyze and stay up at night.
It's fucking symbolic, and it means stuff.
It's symbolic.
My favorite nostalgia critic quote.
Uh,
But David, it's symbolic, and it means stuff.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to make that shit my wallpaper. It's fucking good.
Yeah.
I love this series. Top fucking 10 easily. Ugh, can't wait to see where it goes from here.
We are rambling at this point, and we still have Ruby to film.
Right at 30 minutes, though.
Yeah, we made it 30 minutes, and I didn't think we'd make it 10.
Peace. Ooh.
Peace.